Hi, my name's Paul. The Galactic Alignment first occurs in a book called Hamlet's Mill. John Major Jenkins took this idea and associated it with the Mayan calendar. This is a star chart from the Times Atlas of the World, a 1990 edition. The curved line of the ecliptic and the dashed line of the galactic equator can be seen in yellow. You can see a label saying winter solstice where these two lines cross. Notice that this is between the constellations of Sagittarius and Scorpio. The galactic equator crosses the ecliptic again on the opposite side of the sky, between Gemini and Taurus, where you see a label saying summer solstice. The solstices form a cross with the equinoxes in the plane of the ecliptic, called the colures. Where the ecliptic crosses the celestial equator, we read autumn equinox. If this Atlas star chart was made in, say, 600 years' time, we'd then see that the solstices weren't aligned with the crossing points of the galactic equator and the ecliptic. The significance that an ordinary atlas has the solstices labelled right where the galactic equator and the ecliptic cross means that the galactic alignment is an astronomical fact. This alignment window is unique to our age and won't occur again for another precessional cycle of over 24,000 years. I can demonstrate this using the following star charts. Here we see the shaded Milky Way crossing the belt of the zodiac. The Sun sits on the crossing points of the ecliptic, the galactic equator and the meridian. At high noon on that solstice day, the colures are aligned. The equinoxes rest on the crossing points of the celestial equator and the ecliptic. The meridian passes through Polaris, the ecliptic pole and the Sun. The next star chart is 1610 AD, the time of Galileo. Now the Sun is not on the crossing points of the ecliptic and the galactic equator. The time and distance it takes to reach the intersection gives you a feel for how fast the precession rate is. The thickness alone of the galactic equator line in the Atlas star chart could be, say, 50 years. One astronomer calculated the alignment of the solstice meridian with the galactic equator to be May 1998, and the event was celebrated by English astrologers in London. So we are in the galactic alignment right now, and maybe 2012 is the exact year. In fact, if we point to the Sun on the December solstice day, we're pointing close to the galactic centre. The Earth's motion has 3 rotations. The Earth's rotation on its axis is made apparent by the east-west motion of the Sun along the path of the ecliptic. The Earth's orbit around the Sun is made apparent by the movement of the Sun through the different signs of the zodiac, which give us our sun signs. The year is divided into 4 quarters by the equinoxes and solstices. The 3rd rotation is the precession of the equinoxes. Precession is made apparent by the movement of the equinoxes through the different signs of the zodiac, which give us the ages. The equinoxes are currently precessing from the age of Pisces into Aquarius. Being gyroscopically stable, the Earth's axis points to Polaris throughout the year. However, it is said to wobble slowly like a spindle due to lunisolar forces, tracing out a circle among the circumpolar stars, while the equinoxes move around the zodiac. The Binary Research Institute point out a number of problems with this theory. At the centre of the circle is the pole of the ecliptic, located in the constellation of Draco the Dragon. The entire precessional wobble takes 24,000 years or more, and is divided into 4 seasons and 12 ages. The seasons are the 4 quarters of the zodiacal wheel. Currently Polaris points to the north celestial pole, but in the time of the pyramids, Thuban was the pole star. Ancient Egyptian astronomers represented Draco as a hippopotamus. Robert Bauval believes that the great mooring post mentioned in the pyramid texts refers to the pole of the ecliptic, which is in Draco, and the spear held by the hawk-headed god is actually a meridian that passes through the pole star and the pole of the ecliptic. The author of Hamlet's Mill, Giorgio de Santillana, believed that the ancients perceived the pole of the ecliptic as the centre of a whirlpool in the sky. Let's visualize the galactic alignment. Looking up into the sky, we see the sun, moon and planets going east to west, moving in the region of the zodiac, the region of most interest to ancient astronomers. We are looking through the edge of the solar disk, the plane of our sun, centered on the ecliptic. If we look along this belt and locate Sagittarius and Scorpio, we notice that between them is where the Milky Way passes. The rings of the Milky Way and the belt of the zodiac intersect at two places where they mark a colossal X in the sky. We can represent this giant X as two intersecting disks, the galactic and ecliptic planes. We see our galaxy's disk through its edge. Somewhere along this edge in the disk must be its center. Cosmologists explain that at the galaxy's center, gas and dust is greatly concentrated, which blots out the central stars. Looking around the stars of the Milky Way, we see that a dark bulge is at the center of the X region, between Sagittarius and Scorpio. Therefore, when we look at the X, we are looking towards the galactic nucleus. Radio telescopes have detected the exact location, seen here as a pink cross under the Sun. It's a mystery why the dark bulge is located in the X region. There's no reason why it couldn't have been located in any other part of the 360-degree ring of stars in the Milky Way. Jenkins suggests that the extremely low probability that the ecliptic plane happens to point to the galactic center suggests that the solar disk is entrained to the magnetic field of the galactic center. In this cardboard model of the galactic alignment, the galactic and ecliptic planes are represented by the intersecting purple and blue disks, and the line of intersection points towards the center of the galaxy, just as it does in the sky. The celestial equator is a projection of the Earth's equator onto the sky. The small green disk represents the plane of the celestial equator. During the December solstice, the North Pole faces away from the Sun, yet the Earth's axis is aligned with the Sun's axis and parallel to it when viewed in the direction of the galactic nucleus. We learned that the Sun is on the cusp of Sagittarius and Scorpio during the December solstice, and that this cusp is where the galactic center is. So in our era, the Earth and Sun's axes point to the galactic center on the solstice day as the Earth rotates. At the exact moment of the solstice, the longitude that faces the Sun, that is, the local high noon, marks the first place to be in alignment. Because the axes are parallel while the Earth's axis faces away from the Sun, the locations on this longitude at any latitude in the northern and southern hemispheres come into alignment simultaneously. As the world revolves for the period of one Earth's day, and each other location comes into high noon in its course, each will have this moment of galactic alignment according to its meridian of longitude. So all the world receives their galactic alignment at their particular solstice high noon, which is when the main stations of the sky, the colures, are in the four cardinal directions of the celestial landscape, marked by the equinoxes resting on the east and west horizons. The time when this happens is signalled by the alignment of the pole of the ecliptic with the North Star, the celestial pole, on the meridian. In this movie showing the Earth's rotation at high noon on the day of the solstice, watch how the cross formed by the line between the two equinoxes and the meridian that passes through Polaris, the ecliptic pole, and the Sun at the crossroads of the galactic center turns like a wheel and becomes square with the world when the equinoxes rest on the horizon. As the equinoxes precess, the December solstice Sun will move away from being aligned with the crossroads near the galactic nucleus and eventually leave the galactic bulge and head towards Libra. It will take approximately another 24,000 years till this great sign in the sky is eclipsed by the December solstice Sun once more.